Day 96. So I did try to make a day 95 yesterday, but the Wi-Fi at Bridgetown Airport wasn't strong enough to successfully upload a video, so it kept failing. But it was just kind of me checking in anyway, because there wasn't really a huge amount of time between me getting to the airport and the flight. And to be honest, I did have a bit of an interesting day yesterday, because I get slightly anxious about flying, not because I worry about being up in the air or any potential dangers. It's just that if I've got a long haul flight, which was 8 hours yesterday, I just know that's a lot of time for me to spend by myself, and I'm not a particularly good sleeper anyway, so trying to get any sort of sleep in an airline seat is quite difficult. And historically, whenever I've watched films, whether that's on a plane or not on a plane, I've had so much kind of worrying about in my brain that I've not really been able to connect with the film, and then my mind's just wandered and I've sat there staring at a screen and daydreaming and just going over negative thoughts in my head all the time. So I've not actually watched many films in my life, which always kind of comes up in conversation when people say, "Oh, you must have seen that film." I'm like, no, I haven't seen that film. And that's kind of the reason for that. And historically, looking at having to spend an hour and a half to 2.5 hours sat down doing something just felt like a huge amount of time. But anyway, those three things kind of added together have built up this slight anxiety about the time that I'm going to spend by myself in the air. And fortunately now, where I've kind of worked out a lot of those things that were going on in the background, I can actually sit down and watch a film and enjoy a film. So I did just bulk up on films over that 8 hours. But the lead up to the flight during the day was really interesting, because some of those physical manifestations that used to happen on my down days, like not being able to look people in the eye and not particularly speaking much to people and not feeling too connected with things, were all present, but I kind of knew why they were present because I was anxious about flying. Whereas historically those things would have kind of come and gone as they pleased, and they'd be dependent on my chemical balances and anything that's going on in my subconscious, as well as being amplified tenfold and being really quite difficult to deal with. So it was interesting experiencing some of those manifestations in a more natural sort of way, where there's a sense of cause and effect, that something's caused how I'm feeling and responding, that I generally feel in control of those emotions and that they're not going to fly across massive spectrums wildly, and that's just a standard part of life. So I talked before about having kind of a train with the happy version of myself and a train with a sad version of myself, and they're both going through the same kind of journeys, but I just spend some time in this train and I don't really know what this guy's up to and don't really remember anything from him, and then I just swap over and suddenly I'm in this train and I don't remember the positive guy and I don't really know what he's up to. But it does feel like now I've kind of brought those two trains together, and there was a bit of a stage of those two trains running parallel but going slightly up and down together, and now it feels like they're kind of one train, and actually there will be turns into negative emotions and there will be turns into positive emotions, and that's how I want my life to be. But it's nice now just to be in a better place where I'm able to kind of control the severity of those twists and turns in a much healthier way. And into the final 4 days of this now, and I'm just about now to go and see another family of a child that I used to teach, and actually see that child in a concert, so hopefully jet lag won't kick in midway through. And share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.